Title: Finding Happiness in Every Situation, A Journey Through Life's Ups and Downs. This is a story of a girl named Emma. Emma's story teaches us that happiness isn't about waiting for everything to be perfect. It's about embracing the present moment, no matter how difficult it. In a small, quiet town, nestled between rolling hills and towering trees, lived a young woman named Emma. Her life was simple but satisfying. A job she enjoyed, a loving family, and a small circle of close friends. From the outside, it seemed Emma had everything one could ask for. But like anyone else, she had her fair share of struggles, doubts, and challenges. Despite this, Emma believed in one thing above all: finding happiness in every situation. One morning, Emma sat by her window with a cup of coffee in hand. As she looked out at the town below, she thought about the challenges she'd faced recently. Life had not been particularly easy, with unexpected work stresses, financial worries, and strained relationships adding weight to her days. But instead of letting those things overwhelm her, Emma had made a promise to herself. No matter what, she would find happiness, even in the darkest of moments. She believed happiness was not something you waited for or hoped would arrive one day. It was a choice, a mindset even, and every day she tried her best to live by that idea. One Monday, as Emma arrived at work, her boss called her into his office. He informed her that due to budget cuts, they would have to let her go. It was devastating news. She had worked at that company for years, building her career, and suddenly, it felt like it had all crumbled before her. Walking out of the office with her belongings packed in a small box, Emma felt the familiar sting of tears in her eyes, but as she walked to her car, she remembered her promise. How could she possibly find happiness in this moment? She sat in the driver's seat, took a deep breath, and reflected. Losing her job was undoubtedly difficult. But was this an opportunity she hadn't yet seen? Maybe it was time for something new. Maybe this was her chance to pursue something that had been sitting in the back of her mind for years. Her passion for photography. She decided to reframe her thinking. This is not an end, but a beginning. Happiness could be found if I change my perspective. With a renewed sense of purpose, Emma drove home, already planning how she would turn her passion into a career. A few months later, Emma's photography business was slowly gaining momentum. Though it wasn't easy, she found joy in capturing moments through her lens, smiles, sunsets, and the beauty of everyday life. Her outlook had changed. She realized that sometimes the most unexpected hardships could lead to the greatest growth. One afternoon, while photographing a couple in a park, she received a phone call from her best friend, Lily. Lily had been Emma's rock for years, someone she always relied on. But this time, Lily's voice trembled on the phone. She told Emma that her father had passed away suddenly. Emma felt her heart sink. She rushed to Lily's side, comforting her through tears and long silences. Watching her friend go through such immense pain was heartbreaking. Emma realized there was no way to fix this situation, no silver lining that could make it better. But even in the midst of grief, Emma saw moments of love and connection. The way Lily's family gathered together, supporting each other through their loss, was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Emma knew she couldn't take away the pain, but she could offer her presence, her friendship, and her love. In those quiet moments, sitting on Lily's couch, she realized that happiness doesn't always come as joy or laughter. Sometimes, happiness is the peace you feel in comforting someone you love, the strength that comes from standing together through life's hardest moments. As the seasons changed and Emma's photography business continued to grow, life threw yet another challenge her way. One evening, her mother called with the news that her father had been diagnosed with a serious illness. Emma was shaken. Her father had always been her hero, strong, capable, and full of life. Now he was suddenly vulnerable, and the uncertainty of his future weighed heavily on her. She spent long hours at the hospital sitting beside her father, holding his hand, and offering words of encouragement. Inside, though, she struggled. How could she find happiness here? How could anyone? But as the days passed, Emma began to notice something. Despite his illness, her father remained cheerful. He cracked jokes with the nurses, reminisced about family vacations, and told Emma how grateful he was for the life he had lived. His outlook amazed her. He was facing one of the greatest challenges of his life. Yet he found happiness in the little moments. His favorite meal, a visit from an old friend, or a sunny day outside the hospital window. It was then that Emma realized the truth she had been searching for. Happiness wasn't something you found when life was perfect, nor was it reserved for moments of success or celebration. True happiness was about appreciating life, no matter what. It was about finding joy in small things, even in the midst of hardship. Over time, Emma's father's health improved, though his journey was far from over. But through it all, Emma's perspective shifted permanently. She saw that happiness was not about denying pain or pretending everything was fine when it wasn't. Instead, it was about embracing life in all its forms, the good, the bad, and the in-between. Emma continued to build her photography business, capturing more than just images. She captured moments of joy, resilience, and love. She saw beauty in the imperfections and learned that life's struggles were not barriers to happiness, but opportunities to find meaning and growth. As the years went by, Emma often reflected on her journey. From losing her job to navigating personal loss, she had faced her fair share of challenges. But through it all, she had kept her promise to find happiness in every situation. And in doing so, she discovered that life, with all its twists and turns, was far more beautiful than she had ever imagined. Emma's story teaches us that happiness isn't about waiting for everything to be perfect. It's about embracing the present moment, no matter how difficult, and finding joy in the journey itself. Because in the end, happiness is not a destination. It's a way of life.